Hello everyone, Kitana here and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my Astro community. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about your Venus sign. And of course, Venus represents love and values. So by the end of this video, you're going to know what Venus sign you have and what it means in your birth chart. So if you want to find out more about love and values based on your Venus sign, keep on watching. Now, if this is your first time here, it's your first time seeing my face, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you a part of my Astro community. And of course, if you want your own personal natal chart reading from me, go to my website, theastrokits.com, book a reading with me. Also, if you just have questions or want to chat about astrology, go to the Instant Go app and add me. My username is AstroKit. So yeah, for now, let's just get into these Venus signs. Okay, so in astrology, your Venus sign really represents three main things, and that is your love language, how you love, and what you value in life. Okay, so let's talk about Aries Venus. Okay, so Aries Venus, now this is an interesting Venus to have because, Aries is such a fiery energy, and then having it in your Venus sign, it really makes this fiery energy when it comes to love. So given that Aries Venus, I would say Aries Venus love a chase. They love competition. When it comes to love, they don't want a boring, archetypical romance. They want to chase you, or they want to be chased. And sometimes Aries energy when it comes to love, it can almost seem kind of aggressive. It's almost like that person who's pursuing you. And I feel with Aries Venus, your love language is definitely motivation. You love to motivate your partner. You want your partner to motivate you. Like I said, you want this sense of competition. You want it to be a team almost. You don't want it just to be oh, he's the guy, I'm the girl, we're gonna go on a date. Aries Venus, they want that action. They want that excitement. And also with that, they love independence. So if you're Aries Venus, you probably like a lot of independence. You don't want to feel too clingy or attached to people. And I feel that really ties into your whole competitive energy thing with you want it to feel like a competition or challenge. You don't want it just to feel boring. And in order to not feel boring, you don't want to feel too tied down. So I feel Aries Venus, they can be very loyal. They can be very passionate when in love, but they still need their own independence. They still need to be their own person. They can't just be too clingy with you. And so when it comes to values, I think Aries Venus really values a challenge. I know I said that earlier, but like I said, they don't want something boring. They want something action oriented. I feel an Aries Venus person would be the type to want to go on a hike with you, or do sporting events, or do something that's active. They don't want to just sit at home and do something boring. I feel they also value a sense of courage and boldness. Aries Venus people are very bold, especially as it pertains to love and relationships. If they want you, they're gonna chase you, period. So I feel they really value that with other people. They want people to be straightforward with them in relationships. They don't want to beat around the bush. They just want that. They really want that straightforwardness. And then the last thing I will add about Aries Venus is that they can be possessive. They can also be very dominant. Like I said, once they choose you, once they are in a relationship with you, they're going to be very passionately in love with you or passionate about you. Almost to the point where it's they're possessive. If we think about Aries energy, it's kind of childish. So they can be the type of people to be this is mine. You know what I mean? They're this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, don't touch it. They can be very possessive. But it's funny because at the same time, they can be the type to be very independent. So it's they'll be possessive and then be independent at the same time, which is confusing, but that's a whole other video. Okay, so let's talk about Taurus Venus. Okay, so Taurus Venus, now this is a pretty comfortable place for Venus to be because Taurus is already ruled by Venus naturally. So Taurus Venus is really all about security and stability. And of course, in general, that's what Taurus energy is about, but especially in love, they really value a love or relationship or romance that offers them security, that offers them stability, especially emotional stability or financial stability. They want a love that is dependable, something or someone they can depend on. Taurus energy is really the type they can be very picky about who they want, but once they choose who they want, that's who they've chosen. You know what I mean? They're not the type to just go back and forth or date a bunch of people at once. Once they decide that they are your boyfriend or girlfriend, then it's okay, we're in this for the long haul, we're in this for the long term. They can be very much about long-term monogamous relationships. Because Taurus energy is all about investing their time and energy into what is valuable for them. So if they view you as someone who's really valuable and someone they want to be with, they're going to invest a lot of time into you. They're also the type to invest maybe money into you. They might invest a lot of like financial security into you. They might offer you like financial stability in some way. If you're a Taurus Venus person yourself, you probably want that from someone else. You need stability, you need security, and you're going to offer that to your partner as well. And then another thing about Taurus Venus is that they can be very loyal. Like I said, once they choose you, they've really chosen you. So they really value loyalty in other people. And if they are monogamous with you and they invest their time into you, they're going to expect that loyalty back. And Taurus Venus especially, I feel like, really, really value loyalty. And I feel like with, in terms of like love language, how Taurus Venus show love is really through, like I said, it's through the sense of security. So they'll probably shower you with gifts. They might, I don't know, they might do something sweet for you that's kind of sentimental. Like they might buy you a plant, or they might buy you like a bedspread or something. Like something that's very sweet, something that is very, you know, almost like comforting. Like I feel like Taurus Venus people want to comfort you. They want to be comforted. And they're really going to be generous when it comes to providing security, providing comfort to their lover. Okay, so let's talk about Gemini Venus. Okay, so with Gemini Venus, I think the main thing that they value is an intellectual or mental connection with someone else. So when it comes to Venus and Gemini, Gemini is obviously ruled by Mercury. So these are the type of people, like if you have a Gemini Venus, you need like that mental stimulation. You need that intellectual bond. You can't just have a superficial bond, or you can't have like a physical bond. You need it to like be, you need it to be intellectually stimulating. And with Gemini Venus, you really value a sense of variety. Like you value diversity. Like you don't want to be in the same stagnant like pattern of relationships. You like to experience different things. So you might be the type of person you like to date around, and you like to date around kind of like in a superficial way. Like you just like to have conversations with people, or you just like to banter with people. You're not super monogamous about every single relationship you're in. Because really the main way to be monogamous with a Gemini Venus is to have that intellectual bond. So Gemini Venus is not afraid to like date around until they find that intellectual bond. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just gonna jump into the first relationship they see or with the first person they see and just stick with it. They're gonna really, like Gemini Venus is really the type to test out their options. They're not just gonna choose the first thing they see, like I said. They're really just gonna dabble around and then choose based on this intellectual connection. And also Gemini Venus are just very playful lovers. Like they just want to have fun. Like they want to banter. Like I said, they might want to play games with you or like do fun things. Like I feel like Gemini Venus is not like a super serious marriage-minded Venus sign. Like they're the type to like want to have fun. Like they want to go on dates and have fun, intellectual fun, physical fun. And really they just want to laugh and, you know, have a good time with you. And then in terms of love language, I feel like Gemini Venus, their love language, like I said, it has a lot to do with like intellectual stimulation. So like they're the type to like, I don't know, they'll banter with you or be sarcastic with you or tease you or troll you. Like, oh my god, Gemini energy are like the biggest trolls. So, but I mean, that's like their way of showing they love you. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna like be so like archetypically romantic with like roses and flowers. They might just like send you a funny card or send you a funny meme, and that's like how they show they love you. So yeah, with Gemini Venus, I feel like if they tease you, they probably really like you. Like Gemini energy can be confusing, but it's like the way they show love is kind of through like banter or intellectual stimulation, or like I said, trolling you or teasing you. So let's talk about Cancer Venus. Okay, so Cancer Venus, now I think the main thing that Cancer Venus values in relationships is this sense of security. Like when it comes to Cancer Venus and Cancer energy in general, they want to feel safe, they want to feel protected, they want to feel secure with you. They don't want to enter a relationship that seems really emotionally like unstable. And with Cancer Venus, I feel like they can be kind of like hopeless romantics. Like these are the type of people that love love. They love the idea of love. They love romance. It's not often that they always end up in a situation like that, but they're always dreaming about it. And so with Cancer Venus, like I said, they really value this sense of security. I feel like with Cancer Venus, they're not gonna like open up their love to you right away. Like, they're not just going to give you their heart like ASAP as soon as you meet, but you kind of have to peel back the hard shell of the crab, right? You have to peel back the layers, and then they will give you their heart if they feel like they're secure and safe enough to give it to you. Really, this is a really gifted Venus sign because I feel like Cancer Venus have so much love to give. Their love is just really pure, right? And like I said, they have to feel secure enough to give it away. And with this, you know, love that they have to give, they are very loyal. They value monogamy. Like, if you have so much love to give and it's so pure and so true to your soul, you're not just going to give it to anyone, right? So it makes sense that they're more so into monogamy. They're more so into, you know, stability, security. They're not going to like just date a bunch of people at once to feel secure about themselves. They really want to invest their emotions into someone that will nurture them. I think Cancer Venus like to feel nurtured, so they want someone to offer them that kind of safety and security, and they will give them their love in return. And Cancer Venus can be a very sensitive Venus sign. Like I said, they can be very apprehensive and kind of timid about giving their love, but once they do, it's like so much love, right? And it's so valuable, and really that contributes to the sense of sensitivity because like I said, they have all this love to give, but they're kind of scared to give it at the same time. So they can be kind of sensitive when it comes to love, so you have to like really treat them kind of gently, be delicate with them. They're not super aggressive when it comes to love. They're not like super ruthless when it comes to love. So you have to be kind of gentle with Cancer Venus. But Cancer Venus overall are just such sweethearts, right? And like I said, they really value security, safety, this sense of comfort with their lover. And really with Cancer Venus, I think their love language and what they value most is an emotional bond, an intuitive bond. They really want a deep love. They don't want just a superficial love. They want it all. They want you to be like connected with them on a soul level. They really want this emotional connection with you. Okay, so let's talk about Leo Venus. Okay, so Leo Venus, now I will say Leo Venus is really one of the most romantic Venus signs. And I feel like the main thing with Leo Venus is that their gestures of love are very much exaggerated. When it comes to love and dating, they're the type to really show off their partner. They're the type to really, I feel like they just love the idea of love and they channel so much of their energy into it. So if you have a Leo Venus and you're watching this, then it's like you can be the type of person where it's like you want to have exciting love. You want to have something vibrant. You want to have something that brings you life. Like, you don't want just some boring, like, monotonous relationship. You want something exciting, something that you can get up in the morning and be happy about. And Leo Venus, I think their love language is really being generous. Like, these are the type of people to really be generous with you, with gifts, of course, but also just with affection. Like, Leo Venus wants to give you their love. They want to give you their affection. They want to give you their attention, and kind of like vice versa. They want to be showered with love, like, in return. And really with Leo Venus, I think they value the sense of loyalty and devotion. And especially with loyalty in general, Leo energy really values loyalty, especially in love. Like, they want to be the apple of your eye and they want you to be the apple of their eye. So they just want this almost like, it's like this dynamic where it's just you two against the world, or they just want this relationship where it's like, you guys are equally important to each other. And then that really taps on this idea of devotion. Like I said, they want to be the center of your universe. Like, let's be honest, Leo Venus, they just want to be the center of your world, and they will probably make you the center of their world if they really like you. And overall, I feel like they also really value a sense of honesty and a sense of romance. And I think the honesty thing really goes with the loyalty thing because, like I said, they really want loyalty. They want you to be loyal to them. They want to be loyal to you. And they really just want honesty. Like, they just want pure love. I feel like Leos love love. I feel like I said that. But like I said, they really want this sense of loyalty. And I feel like this is a very monogamous, like, Venus sign. Like, these are the type of people to be kind of like ride or die for you. And going back to the first thing I said, they love romance. They love to, you know, show off. Oh my gosh, Leo Venus, they want to show you off. They want to give you the biggest gifts. These are the type of people to surprise you in public with, like, gifts. Like, they're very ostentatious with gifts, and very generous about it too. So overall with Leo Venus, they really value generosity, loyalty, devotion, happiness, romance, and monogamy. Okay, so let's talk about Virgo Venus. Okay, so Virgo Venus, I feel like the thing they most value is a love they can feel of service to. And with Virgo Venus, I feel like Virgo energy is already about like service or helping others, but you can really see this almost magnified in the Venus sign. So when it comes to love and values, I feel like Virgo Venus values someone, they can feel like they're helping in a way, like they don't, like they want their like relationships and love to feel purposeful. They want them to feel productive. They want them to feel like very practical as well. Like I feel like Virgo Venus is very like practical energy. Like they want a love that is very practical, that makes sense. They also value intellectual connection as well. And this is sort of like Gemini Venus because Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. So with this Mercury energy, this Mercury influence, they want to have a mental bond with you. And they really value a partner who is intelligent. They want someone they can really bond with on an intellectual level, and that's kind of like their love language. And then of course, speaking of love language, I feel like Virgo Venus is the type to buy you like very practical gifts or do very practical things for you, and that's just how they show love. Like for example, they might clean your room or like make your bed, or they'll buy you like a water bottle, and that's like a huge thing for Virgo Venus because it's like a practical gift, a practical act of service, and that's how they show they love you. And then also with Virgo Venus, I feel like you're the type to really, like I said, you want to help your partner. Like you will do anything for your partner if you love them enough. Like you'll help them with projects, you'll help them, you know, organize their life, like anything like practical, you really want to help them with. And given that, I feel like you really value loyalty as well. You value monogamy. You just want something that, you know, feels like I feel like Virgo Venus, you want something that is stable and for the long term, because once you invest all this like service and invest all this devotion to someone else, you want it to like, you want it to pay off, like you want it to last long. And then one of the last things I will say about Virgo Venus is that they can be very picky. Like if we think about Virgo energy in general, like they have high standards. They have a list of things they want in a partner. So they can be very picky. They can also be very like critical. They're really going to criticize you, not like to your face, probably in their head, but they're really going to criticize and see if you meet their high standards. And if you do, congrats, because Virgo Venus usually has high standards and they can be very picky about who they want and very patient about getting that person. Okay, so let's talk about Libra Venus. Okay, so with Libra Venus, of course, Libra is naturally ruled by Venus, so this is a very comfortable place for Libra to be in. And I will say this Venus sign really values a sense of harmony and balance. And of course, with Libra energy in general, especially Libra Venus, they want a sense of balance in their relationships. They don't want disharmony. Like these are the type of people to really try and make the relationship work, to create harmony. They don't want to feel like they're bickering with someone all the time. They don't want to feel like they're always fighting. They really just want harmony and peace. And then I also will say about this Venus sign that they're very flirty and romantic. So of course with Libra Venus, they're the type to really like, they're very flirty with a lot of people. They're not the type of people to be super like monogamous right from the jump. You really have to, I feel like you have to kind of bond with them almost mentally to be monogamous with them for the long term, but overall they're just very flirty. Like I feel like they just really value romance and just talking with people in a flirty way. So yeah, they can be very flirty, they can be very romantic. They also value a sense of beauty, right? So they really value like the physical attributes of their partner. They value how their partner looks. And I feel like these are the type of people to really value like if you look good together. Like I feel like Libra Venus will look at you and be like, oh, we'd be so cute together. Like they might care a lot about your looks and how you look together. Overall, like I said, they are very romantic, so they'll probably like take you on really nice dates. Like Libra energy is all about what's beautiful and aesthetics, so they'll take you to like a really nice restaurant. I feel like they'll take you, you know, they'll try to impress you with a sense of beauty. And they'll probably try to impress you with like the finer things in life too. And overall, I feel like their love language is this sense of peace and harmony. Like I said, they don't want dysfunction. So their love language is creating a bond with you that fosters harmony and peace. Okay, so let's talk about Scorpio Venus. Okay, so with Scorpio Venus, I feel like the main thing you value is the sense of intensity and passion. So with Scorpio Venus, I feel like this is kind of like a controversial Venus sign, but overall, when we think about Scorpio energy, it's all about depth. It's all about passion, intensity. Scorpio Venus wants a love that is very intense. Like, I feel like Scorpio Venus is the type to really like snatch your soul or like want your soul or like they want like this soul connection with you that is deeper than just superficial. And Scorpio Venus can be the type to really, like, they're gonna test you to see if you deserve their love. Like, you're not gonna just get their love right away, or like just show up and look cute and be in love with them. Like, they're really gonna test you and put you through like some stuff, I feel like, to like try and see if you deserve their love. And Scorpio Venus are the type to really be pursued by a lot of people. Like, a lot of people love Scorpio Venus. Like, I feel like it's almost like people can be obsessed with them. And if you're a Scorpio Venus and you're watching this, comment down below, let me know. From what I've seen Scorpio Venus who just, like, they might just get a bunch of proposals from different guys, or people just might be chasing after them in terms of love, and I don't know what it is. They just have this weird magnetic effect with love where people just want to be obsessed with them or really want to date them. So yeah, they are like heavily desired. So given that, they're going to really test you to see if you deserve their love. And even if they do give you some love, they're not going to give you all of their love because they are kind of secretive too. So they want to keep some of their love to themselves and then just give you what you can handle. Also, this can be like a very sexual Venus sign. Like, they might be the type to really bond through sex or bond through intimate contact. So yeah, overall, Scorpio's love language too can be, like I said, the sense of depth and intensity. Like, they might, like I said, they want to have like an emotional, intimate bond with you that transcends like superficial dynamics. So really, they're all about this intensity. And they also very much value loyalty in a partner. Now with Scorpio Venus, they might be the type to be like kind of possessive as well. So like I said, once they decide on you and you meet their standards and pass their tests, they're really gonna want that loyalty with you. And overall with Scorpio Venus, they're the type to really get in very intense relationships. Like, their relationships aren't just like simple like hi, bye, we dated. They get in very intense relationships. So if you're a Scorpio Venus and you're watching this, you probably get in intense relationships, whether you intentionally do it or not. You just kind of happen to be in them because you really value intense, passionate bonds with others. Okay, so let's talk about Sagittarius Venus. Okay, with Sag Venus, of course, I think the biggest thing they value is freedom. So with Sag Venus, now these are the type of people where it's like they don't want like super clingy love. Like, they might value monogamy depending on their chart, but they don't want a love that makes them feel trapped. They don't want to feel tied down. Like, Sagittarius Venus wants to have fun and explore. So this can be the type of Venus sign that really likes to date around super casually. They might not be super into monogamy right away. They might work their way into that, but they're not going to be super about it right away. And I think to really, like, in order to be in a relationship with a Sag Venus, you have to give them their space. You have to give them their freedom. You might have to do like reverse psychology on them and be like you can have your freedom. And then if you give them freedom, they're naturally going to want to be with you, if that makes sense. So if you're dating a Sag Venus or you are a Sag Venus, tell me in the comments if that's true with your relationship. But yeah, overall, like I said, they want freedom. So you really have to give it to them if you want to be with them for long term. And then I will say, once they're in a relationship, I feel like they really value a sense of fun with their partner. Like I said, they want to explore with you. They want to go on adventures. They really like an exciting type of love. They don't want a boring going on dates every Friday night type of love. They want something spontaneous. They want something that involves travel or adventure. And they really value someone who is intelligent. They like a sense of mental communication too. I think that's something with Sag Venus people don't talk about, is that they love like mental stimulation. It's sort of like Gemini Venus, where it's like they want to be excited by you on all levels, not just, you know, physically. If you can excite them on like an emotional level or mental level, then it's like they'll more likely be in a relationship with you rather than just exciting them on one level. And then also with Sag Venus, I feel like their love language is kind of like, I feel like Sag Venus wants to be like the teacher or the leader in a relationship. So like if you're a Sag Venus and your partner is like a Gemini Venus, they want to be the ones that teach you, or they want to be the ones that kind of lead you. They can be kind of maybe the dominant one in a relationship in that sense. But overall, they do want to learn from you. They do want to engage with you on like an intellectual level. They want to have fun with you. I feel like this is the type of Venus where it's like they kind of want to be your best friend. Like, they don't want it to just be super serious, like a super serious monogamous relationship. They want to feel like a friend too. And of course, the biggest thing they do value is freedom. So if they're not committing to you right away, just give it some time and just realize that they have a Sag Venus. So commitment isn't the first thing on their list. Okay, so let's talk about Capricorn Venus. Okay, so with Capricorn Venus, the main thing they value is stability and security. And even more than that, I feel like they value like financial security, they value social status as well. Like for example, if you're a guy and you have a Capricorn Venus, you're the type to really take on a very traditional role in relationships. Like I feel like Cap Venus is so traditional. Like if you're a guy and you have this, you want to be the provider, you want to be the protector, you want to like provide financial security. Like you're that traditional like masculine energy. And then if you're a woman with a Cap Venus, you probably want to be provided for. Like dating a guy or dating someone who has social status might matter to you. So dating someone who can offer you financial security matters to you, because that's what Capricorn cares about. Capricorn cares about money. Capricorn cares about security. So when it comes to dating and love, Cap Venus isn't just about like love, like puppy love. They're about like, okay, what can you do for me? Like what kind of status can you offer me? What kind of financial security can you offer me? Because that's their love language. Their love language is security, financial security. So with Cap Venus, of course, we have this influence of Saturn. So Saturn is really in things for the long term. Saturn, like with Saturn energy, I feel like having it where your Venus is, you really want a monogamous relationship. You want something for the long term. Like if you're gonna date someone, like if you're a Cap Venus, you're gonna choose someone to be monogamous with, you want it for a long time. Even marriage, like I said, Cap Venus is very traditional, so you're probably thinking about marriage from the jump, and you're already thinking if you're going to marry someone or not on the first date. So yeah, like I said, that's how serious Cap Venus can be about marriage and love. I feel like in general they're very serious about who they date. They don't just date like just to have fun. They just date they might date for security. They date for social status. They date for marriage. Like they want to, you know, maybe go up in social status for marriage, and that's just how they are. They're not just going to date for superficial reasons. And overall, Cap Venus really values monogamy, marriage, financial security, and really longevity with their partner. Okay, so let's talk about Aquarius Venus. Okay, so with Aquarius Venus, one of the main things they value is a sense of friendship and a sense of independence. And also more than that, I feel like they value a mental connection as well. So of course with Aquarius Venus, they have this stereotype about them that's like, okay, they're so detached. And I would say that is true. And it's because like they don't want to feel super clingy with you. They have their own mind. They have their own thing going on. They're not super into codependency, which is a great thing. And that really ties into one of their main values, which is friendship. With Cap Venus, they want to be your friend, right? They want to have intellectual conversations with you. They want to talk with you about certain things. They want to share music with you. They want to go out with you in a friendly way. They don't want to just have a super kind of like archetypical regular relationship. And especially with Cap Venus, you're not going to have a regular relationship. You're going to have something very unique to you too, I feel like. And really in general with Cap Venus, like I said, you're going to have a very unique relationship. Maybe your relationship might take place online, like maybe you met someone online. Like if you have a Cap Venus, you might meet a lot of like online dates. And in general, it's going to be a very unique relationship. I feel like the way Aquarius Venus shows love is in very unique ways. Like it's not going to be in a way you expect. Like they might surprise you with something that you never even expected, but it's going to be very unique. And that's kind of how they show love. They just show love in a way that's unique to them. And like I said, they're not about traditional like relationships and traditional things. Like they're not going to give you like a bouquet of roses and be very cliche. They're going to do something very unique and really surprise you. And then, like I said, to touch on this intellectual aspect, they really want to have a mental bond with you. They really want someone they can learn from. They don't want just someone that's like boring and doesn't have anything intellectual to add to them. They want to kind of build an intellectual bond with you. And if you can have that with Aquarius Venus, then you kind of have their heart too. So yeah, overall, they can seem very detached, but it's kind of like what they need. Like Aquarius Venus does need their own space. They need their own time, and they are independent. But I would say they're still loyal. Like if they are in a monogamous relationship with you, they will be loyal. But at the same time, don't try to trap them or make them feel confined, because they don't want to feel that way. Okay, so let's talk about Pisces Venus. Okay, so with Pisces Venus, the main thing they value in love is definitely compassion. Like, I feel like with Pisces Venus, they want a love and a relationship where it's like they can show their soul. Like, they want to invest like their soul energy into a relationship. They want it to be very intense. Like, they don't want just a superficial relationship, because I think Pisces Venus is a very sensitive Venus sign where it's like they do have a lot of love to give and they can be kind of protective about it. And so when they're giving it to someone else, they want it to be something deeper than just face value. And I definitely feel like with Pisces Venus, you can be the type to really idealize relationships. Like, you might see relationships with like rose-colored glasses. Like, you might not see the reality of the relationship or what's realistic about it. You just see your fantasy, or you see what you want to see. And I think that's something Pisces Venus might struggle with, is just kind of being delusional about love. But at their core, it's something they really want. Like, they just want to feel lost in love. They want to feel lost in romance. They want to feel like intertwined, almost like on a spiritual level, with someone else. And this is definitely a sign, I feel like, where it's like you love love. Like, you love romance. You just love everything about it. You love the energy of love. So you're gonna kind of always see that and sometimes neglect the reality of it. So sometimes you can get in relationships where it's like you get your heart broken really easily, but that's because you showed your true love too soon or too quickly or to the wrong person. But yeah, with Pisces Venus, their love language is definitely sentimental, like little romantic gestures. Like, they're the type to like write you a poem or like sing you a song or do something very sentimental, very sweet, because they love you so much. And really, I feel like Pisces Venus, they're just so sensitive, so gentle, and they need someone to be gentle with them. They don't want someone that's super aggressive. They really want someone that can handle their love very gently and treat them with compassion. I think that's the first thing I said, right? It's like they really love compassion in love. And that's because they are so sensitive, right? Like, they want someone to really be nice to them, to treat them kindly, treat them with love, treat them with compassion. Really, they value a type of relationship that really meets this fantasy they have, meets this ideal they have, maybe like this fantasy of getting lost in like this spiritual connection. I would say this is a Venus sign that definitely wants like a deep spiritual connection with you. Like I said, not just something superficial. They want something where your souls can connect. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you learned something new, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you a part of my astro community. And then go ahead and comment down below your Venus sign. And then also tell me if you like resonate with the Venus sign. And maybe even comment down below the Venus sign of your potential bae or your partner. And tell me how compatible you feel like you guys are. And of course, if you want your own natal chart reading from me, go to my website, theastrokit.com. Also, if you want to chat about astrology, go to the Instant Go app and add me, and we could just chat on there about your birth chart. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this video, so I'll see you guys in my next one.